honest and transparent about how we're feeling right now. Like we actually we set aside time, like scheduled time after this to process what's happening right now. Like a time after, like then let's sit during this time and just like collectively think about what's happening right now, because we honestly can't process it. You know, it's happened really fast, but it's happened very organically, and we're really proud to present what we have come up with and what we've created and the curriculum that we're pushing, because what we care about, you know, we're very aligned in what kind of dance we like in terms of like what we care about in terms of dance. Authenticity to yourself, authenticity to your style, authenticity to the people who came before you, authenticity to what comes after you. Like we care about knowing where you're from, knowing what's coming after you. We care about knowing the solid foundation of whatever you're investing yourself into, and that's what we want to have here. We want to have foundation. We want to have people learning how to dance, not just like, you know, we love choreo classes. Obviously, we just taught one. We love choreo classes. The first class ever taught in this studio is a choreo class. But you know, we are very much about like technique, and technique is not just in this style over here in ballet or technique is in everything. Everything has technique. Everything has pioneers. Everything has something you need to pay respect to. And so before we get to any of the other things that we're about, I want to start with that. I just want to start with what we're about in terms of artists. You know, we're operating as a nonprofit. We can talk more about that, but we're operating as a nonprofit. So where our motivations are is entirely community-based. Because if they weren't, I can guarantee you this isn't where we would be putting our time, energy, and resources. Because this isn't about what we get out of it. This is about what we put into it. So, again, just before we get to anything else, thank you for coming. Because everything that we're doing, we're just going. We're just going and we're just trying. And so everybody that participates right at the beginning y'all are really appreciated. Y'all be appreciated by us for a very long time. So thank you for that, number one. Do we want to talk a little bit about ourselves, like where we come from in dance? You want to go first?
Okay. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm the secretary, and for me, dance has always been just an expressive outlet. It's something I can always go back to at the end of the night, at the end of the day. And growing up, I wasn't really able to focus on dance. I wasn't very into my studies, into work, that sort of things. But like I said, dance is always there for you. I always say dance is like my first love. Like I learned how to go through life with dance. And where I come from, I do have I still have a lot of growth. Everyone at the Mesa has a lot of growth. And I started dancing on a team in my freshman year of college, and that's where I met them, and I really found out what dance can do for you. That's why we're about communities and stuff. If I didn't have community when I got into college, I would not have been here today. It was I just feel so grateful. Yeah, I started that my freshman year of college 4 years ago, and then as of recently started pushing myself into more uncomfortable situations, some new styles. This is an uncomfortable situation. But that's honestly how you grow. Once you're at your end, you're pushed already again. That's what I feel like as a girl is where I'm supposed to be. So that's me.
Hi, I'm Nikita. I am the treasurer. I come from Arizona, born and raised. But I started dancing when I was really young, like one of us, where you're 4 and you're in ballet and tap, so that's what I did. And then And I started out with ballet, tap, and contemporary, and then hip hop was like the last style that I tried, and obviously it's the one that stuck. And so I took a really long break from dancing to focus on my musicianship. So I spent 10 years studying trumpet during high school and in college. It was my degree. And then about like halfway through college, I'm a COVID kid, class of 2020. So we started college peak pandemic, so there was nothing going on except for this nice little fun dance club called AZNA, and I hadn't danced at all because I was just like trumpet, gotta get in my studies. If anyone knows a music major, you know that you do not leave the studio, you live there in a practice room. So AZNA got me out of like a really, really big hole that I fell in, and just like her, dancing saved me. If I didn't have dance, I also would not be here. If I didn't have a community that we built up now to what AZNA is, hopefully, almost all of you hopefully know who AZNA is now. But before, AZNA was nothing. It was nothing until, and now because of the love and the community that we all built up, it has become something that people have found their families in, including myself and including all of my kids. So now I think my mindset is very much like, because we worked so hard with AZNA, we saw the need for something like AZNA. So for people who don't know, AZNA is the club that we are we are leaders of. We give free dance classes to everyone, to anyone on Fridays, and then we also have multiple performance teams that perform around the valley for different events, and everything we do is free. There's very few times where we will ask money for any of our members, but everything we do is purely just because we love it. And that's essentially what we're modeling Thrills after, is we saw the need of people, especially people, young in college. We don't have money, but we still have the love and the passion for dance, and that's what House of Thrills is supposed to give. A community safe space that is affordable, accessible, and easy for everyone to be able to get to. And it's right next to H Mart, Crafty, Tipsy Chicken. Tipsy Chicken. Y'all know what's up. We go carne asada. Y'all, we go crazy at Tipsy Chicken, so expect fundraisers there. But so this has really been like so important to me, and this is a risk all of us are taking in opening a studio. Obviously, it's not necessarily the best time for starting a business, but we have each other, and we have a community that we hope will stay with us, and people that love us and will support us, and that's all we need. So that's all I need. We're chilling.
My name is Kaya. I'm the Chief Communications Officer, basically PR. What you see on our social media, I'm posting. I don't make the graphics, but I just post it. So my dance journey, I've been seriously, like Nikita said, I did tap and ballet here and there in the beginning, but then I took ballet up seriously for 10 years. That was the motorcycle you heard, my bad. So I did ballet for a little over 10 years. I took that seriously. That was when I was 7 up until my senior year of high school. In high school, I also took my dance class there, so that's where I was more exposed to contemporary, hip-hop, tap, all those things. I always believed I had hip-hop in my blood though. Even though I solely trained ballet for 10 plus years, I always felt that I had a groove in me. My uncle was a b-boy, my dad's brother was a b-boy. And I always grew up listening to hip-hop and R&B, so that was just in my blood. And I really got exposed to the hip-hop community when I got to college. Also, that's where I met Winston. I met Winston for my audition. So my senior year of high school, we had an audition to get our dance program. That's when I saw him. I
in
wore,
10 by 10 squares,
Yes.
sectioned off because we were COVID kids.
well, he was in the squares, I was in the squares on the laptop screen. I was in my room,
COVID kids.
freshman year.
Zoom audition's crazy.
So the audition was before COVID happened, and then COVID happened, and then I was out in my room my freshman year.
And then there were takeoffs. That's
Yeah. So I took it. Yeah, it was my bed and my dresser. That was my room. Yeah, I got exposed to hip hop my freshman year. I got exposed to jukebox for the first time. I was taught the basics of hip hop by the OG House.
a great one.
Amazing, love House. He really, I think, started that fire for me with hip hop, and at least like my passion to learn the history about dance in general, like all dances, all forms, all styles. Winston actually was the one that pushed me even harder. Like, yeah, through the computer screen, he'd just be like, "We need to take you to jukebox." I'm like, "Okay," but I live in Peoria, so I was like, "That's never gonna happen." But I
Find out where Ronnie's staying. Just say, wait till you find out that Ronnie's staying.
Damn. But yeah, so that's kind of where I started, and then also freshman year, I joined AZNA. I was their only active general member at the time. It was just me and the choreographers, and occasionally Michelle. So I didn't officially meet Michelle until my sophomore year, but I kind of saw her through the Zoom screens. But that was my first push ever because I was like, I'm joining a club that I have no idea who they are. I'm gonna turn on my camera when we do dance because that's what I need to do if I'm gonna be dancing. How am I gonna dance with my camera off? And then sophomore year, I went to my first AZNA general meeting, and Julianne, she was one of the older choreographers there. She recognized me because I was the only general member. I was like, okay, maybe AZNA is not that bad. And yeah, so been with AZNA all 4 years. And now we're here.
Shit, yeah.